Welcome to the Iceland Diaries. It is T-1 day until we go to Iceland. There's a lot to do, but we have to leave here at about 3 a.m. and I haven't packed yet. There is little method to my madness here. It's basically just try and fit as much as possible and try and be as warm as possible, while still trying to look vaguely human and not just like I am 7 layers of waterproof. So that's the brief. That's where we're at. You don't want to see my bed right now because my bed is covered in shit, but I'm going to show you it. This is everything we need to pack. This is what we have to deal with. Obviously, ignore the mail thingy over there. That was just on my door. I took it off to do some filming. The clothes, yeah, they're coming with. So we need to sort them out. That is just clothes at the moment. I do actually need to fit some food in my case, but I'm going to wait until my friend gets home and then I'm going to go get some snacks. Basically take like coffee, hot chocolate, any little snacks, and maybe like some noodle pots, pot noodles. I spent the morning doing some beauty prep, checking in for my flight, and now it's time to pack, so wish me luck. Let me talk you through it as I take it out. I feel like that feels more appropriate, and then I can just show you. So this is a spare coat. I'm actually bringing 3 coats with me to Iceland. I'm going to wear one, which is essentially a normal, long black puffer. And then I've got this kind of shorter cropped beigey cream like puffer jacket, which is actually surprisingly warm, but we'll see how it holds up in Iceland. Also brought a fur coat, which I'm not even sold on yet. I bought it the other day as just like oh, shall I get it? I'm not sold on it. I'm not convinced. So I'm bringing it in the packaging with tags. If I wear it, fair enough. If I don't wear it, I'm sending it back. It's also faux fur before anyone comes to me. I absolutely not be wearing dead animal on me. I have these like hiking waterproof shoes, which are basically like grey and blue. And then I have these more snow boots, which are wool lined. You see the wool? Yeah, kind of. Yeah, these were from Vinted actually, so these were quite still. So I have a plug adapter. I have a waterproof phone case for Blue Lagoon. On that same note, a rain poncho. There's 3 of these actually, I think, in here. I got them for me and my friend just because I've seen the way the rain absolutely destroys people on TikTok videos, and I'd rather that just not be us. Then we have what I'm hoping will be my saving grace, which is hot hands, hand warmers, and foot warmers. These are like the disposable ones where you like snap them, I think. We're on to more accessories. I've got 3 pairs of glasses. Whether I'll actually wear any of these, we'll see. These are more like ski ones. These are more like fashion ones. Some headbands, because my hair is going to be in my face and whipping around in the wind at all times. I've got white, a brown, kind of like a khaki colour, and then a black one. I also have a wool, it's like a hood, but it's also a bit of a, what do you call those things? Like a neck. Can't think what it's called, but you know what I mean. So wool hood in case I need some extra protection. I'd say especially on that beige coat, it doesn't have a hood, so that will come in handy. I also have some hats. I have a black hat as well, which I need to find, but for the purpose of this, I've got a brown hat, a cream hat, and some earmuffs, because why not? I think they're cute. Get onto some clothes. So I have 2 jumpers. This one's a hoodie, this one's a crew neck, a bunch of tops. I've got 2 long sleeve tops, just a white and a black one. I have a high necked, like turtleneck top, and then a turtlenecked jumper. Oh, this is accessories as well, waterproof gloves. And then I have some wool gloves in here as well somewhere. Here they are. And then I have some wool gloves which can either go underneath, or if I don't feel like I need the waterproof ones, I have wool ones. Oh, there's another jumper, 2 jumpers here. I've got a cream like zip up, 3/4 zip up, and then a black hoodie. I think I'm actually going to wear the black hoodie to the airport, so I'm going to leave this out. Got 2 sports bras with me. I have a swimming costume for Blue Lagoon. I've got 2 pairs of trousers, normal trousers. I've got jeans, which I'm going to wear to the airport because they're actually quite comfortable jeans. And then I've just got some grey combats, which are quite thin, is what I will say, but I'm hoping if I have some trousers underneath, they'll be fine. I have quite a lot of jumpers, but I feel like it's better to have too many than not enough, because layers, you know? I've got 2 pairs of normal socks, and then I have, I think it's 5 pairs of merino wool. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 5 pairs of merino wool socks. I've got 2 thermal tops, 1 pair of thermal leggings, 2 pairs of normal leggings, and then I have 3 pairs, this is the last item, 3 pairs of waterproof trousers. I've got black, khaki, and then like a navy blue. I'm also going to take my fur jacket in my carry-on, but we'll talk about my carry-on in a minute. I'm going to repack this case and then I will be back with you. Okay, so then we're left with my hand luggage, which is basically, hopefully, all going to fit in this rucksack, which, to be fair, there isn't too much. This is the fur jacket I was talking about. I'm going to take it in the bag just in case I don't wear it, but yeah. My Kindle, my ring light, which is really fucking bright. Let me just show you. Like, really bright. Ooh, actually, don't mean to alarm you, but why is that so much better? Anyway, adapter for my SD card so I can edit on my phone if I need to. Waterproof, which I think I already showed you, but I'm going to keep this in my bag so that I can have it straight away. The gloves and the hat that I spoke about earlier on. Uniqlo bag just in case I don't want to take the big rucksack with me, especially on like city days. Plug adapter, charger obviously. My camera and all my equipment, my tripod that you are currently on will also be coming with me and in this bag. It's basically just this stuff and that coat that needs to fit in there. I thought I'd bring you over to the light for a little bit of chat about Iceland. I'm actually going to Iceland with my best friend. We're going for 3 days, so we leave tomorrow morning. We get there about midday to kind of early afternoon. We're going to have a couple of hours to get settled in and then we'll hopefully be able to get into our hotel. And then the first night should be Northern Lights. It's our first chance to see the Northern Lights, and with the tour that we're on, if you don't see it the first night, you have 2 more chances to see it. So hopefully one of the nights we'll see it, but the way I'm looking at it is I'm going with the low expectations. I'm going with the expectations of I probably won't see it because I would rather then see it and be like, oh my god, wow, this is amazing. Rather than the opposite of going for the Northern Lights and then being really sad or really disappointed if we don't get to see them. The second day, we're going to have a city day and a bit of an explore. And then our third and final full day, we will be doing the Golden Circle tour and then we're going to be doing Blue Lagoon all in one day, which I think is crazy, but it should actually be nice. I think it would be nice to end the trip with Blue Lagoon and also kind of at night time. It's my first cold holiday. I've never been on like a ski holiday or anywhere that's remotely cold other than England, which I live in. So I am wholly unprepared. However, I used to be an archaeologist. I used to work out in all weathers in this country, whether it was snow, ice, rain, storms, heat. I worked out in all of it. I'm very used to being in the elements, let's say. I'm not an archaeologist anymore, just for some context. Also, I run really hot. Like, I'm just always warm, always hot. I don't regulate my temperature very well. And on top of that, I have ADHD and I get really overstimulated by like clothes. And a lot of people talk about layers and wearing 4, 5, 6, 7 different layers in Iceland, and that is my idea of hell. I can tell you that right now. From a heat perspective and an overstimulation perspective, it feels like hell. It sounds like hell. It will be hell. But I'm actually going to test the waters on the first day that we get there. The whole like 7 layers, 3 different types of coat, I don't think I can do. I can't do scarves. Scarves make me feel like... And I could be completely wrong. I could, on this vlog, tell you, and I will tell you, it's fucking freezing. I made a mistake. I do need to wear 7 layers. And if I do, fair enough. Fair enough. I'll hold my hands up. But as of right now, the way I'm viewing it is I know I'm going to be really hot and really overstimulated and I'm going to be uncomfortable and I don't want to do that. I think I will spontaneously combust, I'll be honest. I don't know how much of a chatty vlog this will be post this part because I want to obviously enjoy my time and be with my friend and I don't just want to be constantly talking to a camera. It might be very montagey and just clips of my trip from here on out. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm very excited. It's something new. It's definitely out of my comfort zone. Other than that, it'll probably be airport and I'll see you when we're in Iceland. So that's exciting. So this was the beginning of our travels to Iceland. We started the morning rolling our suitcases through Heathrow Airport, grabbing a very necessary coffee at this time of the morning. I think it was 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. And then we also checked in our bags. And from that point on, we were in the clouds on our way to one of the most magical places I've ever seen. That could be a spoiler, I'm sorry, but it was. And there it was, the Welcome to Iceland sign. We grabbed our luggage, found our transfer to our hotel and headed straight to the capital city, Reykjavik. We had a lovely surprise when we got to our hotel. We were able to check in early, which was a miracle because at this point we were running on just coffee and nothing else, to be completely honest. We unpacked, layered up and then headed out to just test the temperatures We walked straight to the coast where the views were absolutely beautiful. It was actually quite cloudy, but still beautiful nonetheless. And we stumbled across this Super Mario Bros. Wall mural, which was great. Visited a couple of churches and also grabbed some food at Le Coq, which was beautiful, honestly. I think it was around 25 to 30 pounds, obviously converted, for a burger, chips and a drink, which I don't think was awful considering how expensive we were told Iceland was. But then as we were eating, we got the worst news possible. Our Northern Lights tour was cancelled. We were so disappointed. I don't know if it was obvious, but like we had packed all of our stuff and ready to go. We were really trying not to let it ruin our night though. So instead we wandered through the city centre, exploring all the beautiful Christmas lights on every street, and then we went to the ice bar. The ice bar was a lot of fun, to be fair. We got a free drink and then there's loads of sculptures completely made of ice. A good night's sleep at this point was definitely needed as we'd been awake for almost 24 hours, I think it had been, and we were absolutely shattered. Day 2 started in the only correct way, which was to go to Broughton Cove, their famous cinnamon pastries. We also stopped at the Rainbow Road on the way, and then we also went to go and see the big famous cathedral, which I won't even try and pronounce, I'll be completely honest, because I will butcher it. It was absolutely beautiful inside. There was this organ that was honestly massive. We then just wandered around a few more shops and also stopped to get a stunning hot chocolate, which I don't even think I videoed. I think I videoed the empty cups because it was so good that I could not stop myself. We then wandered back down to the coast. We went to see this Sun Voyager sculpture, I believe it was called. It was really simple but really beautiful, but at this point, as you can probably see, the weather is incredibly cloudy. We had rescheduled our Northern Lights tour, and when we looked at the weather, we were not impressed. We then went back to the hotel to just rest and layer up some more before heading back out to the Pearland Centre, which was a big museum essentially. So it took about an hour to walk there, which probably in hindsight we shouldn't have done as the sun was setting, but it was nice to wander back through the town. After our hour's walk in like very hoa twilight moments, and here you can see the Pearland Centre peeking over, and when we got there, Hannah found a bunch of musicians to join. As you can see, she was absolutely ecstatic to be part of them. Then went into the museum. So first up there was an exhibition on volcano and being inside a volcano, which was a lot of fun, and then we went into an ice cave, which I personally think was one of my favourite parts. We went in with a group, but me and my friend were probably in there for about 10 minutes. Everyone else went through in 10 seconds. They wanted nothing to do with the ice cave. They didn't want to be in the cold. But we had a great time. There were lots of little things to take pictures of. Many photo opportunities in this ice cave. So I would say if you go here, don't skip through it. Don't follow the crowd. Enjoy your time there. So we wandered through the museum a little bit more, and then there was the final exhibition, which was on the Northern Lights, which I can't show you because we weren't allowed to film in there. But then we went to this final part where me and Hannah wrote our names on a little plaque where we could say that we've been to Iceland, which we loved. We then had to do a very rushed 1 hour walk home while also trying to find some food because our Northern Lights tour was starting incredibly soon and we still hadn't eaten. But essentially we went on a coach for about an hour north and see if we could see the Northern Lights. Absolutely stunning, and I think what made it better was that we didn't think we'd actually get to see them. Even our tour guide was not convinced that the clouds would clear. I think it's really hard to put into words and into a voiceover how magical the Northern Lights was. The best way I can describe it was it reminded me how small and insignificant we are as humans because nature is incredibly beautiful and this earth is incredibly beautiful. It was such a magical experience. So our third and final day was an early start for the Golden Circle tour. We left around 10 AM in the morning and our first stop was the Thingvellir National Park. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that. Drove through these beautiful mountain landscapes and then finally arrived to watch the sun like slowly rise. Again, it didn't feel real. It was absolutely beautiful, and not only did we take the most wonderful pictures and videos, but considering it was a tourist destination, it was actually really quite calm here. We then next went to the geysers, geysers? I'm not sure how you pronounce them, but they smelled interesting. They smell like egg, I'll be completely honest, but they were fun to watch. They erupted every like 5 minutes, I'm gonna say. Then we had a really short pit stop for lunch, which I'll be honest, me and Hannah almost missed our coach back because we didn't realise the time. We then made it to our final stop was the Gullfoss, which was this beautiful waterfall. I think this was my favourite thing that we'd seen all day. It was absolutely breathtaking. It was the most beautiful, honestly huge waterfall I'd ever seen. As we walked down to go and see it closer, we saw a rainbow going over the waterfall, and again it just felt like a very magical moment. The entirety of Iceland just feels very magical, and I understand why people find it such a magical place to be. And then our final destination of the tour, but also of our trip in general, was the Blue Lagoon. Now, I have some thoughts about this. We assumed that the Blue Lagoon would then be lit because of the fact that it was nighttime and we were in the middle of nowhere with no light pollution. No. We couldn't see a single thing. Being in a body of water in almost pitch black not only was quite eerie and scary, it kind of just felt like I didn't know where I was. You could have put me in a bath. You could have put me in a pitch black bath and I wouldn't have known the difference. It was honestly hilarious and a little terrifying, but it was a funny way to end a very magical trip. If I ever went back, however, I would definitely go to the Blue Lagoon in the daytime, without a doubt.